myelin is the insulation around the wires of our brain, and it allows the electrical impulses to travel much more fast than they would normally be able to. And what was surprising was found recently that the precursor cells, the immature cells that generate the myelin forming cells, the insulating cells, persist in our brains into adulthood. That was surprising because normally you expect precursor cells like that to act during embryonic development, and then when you're born, everything is more or less the way it will be eventually. But we discovered that they continue to make oligodendrocytes into adult life. This is in mice we're talking here, but we also believe the same thing happens in humans. And so the question arose, why do they continue to make myelin and the myelin forming cells, the oligodendrocytes? Why do they make them in adulthood? One possibility is that there is turnover, that our oligodendrocytes normally get worn out and die and have to be replaced all the time, a bit like our skin cells get worn off and have to be replaced. But that seems not to be the case. It seems that our oligodendrocytes, once they form, last for the lifetime of the individual. So it's not that, it's that new oligodendrocytes are being added to our brains all the time. Our brain is getting ever so slightly bigger as we get older, into maybe our 40s, and then it goes into reverse. So what are those new oligodendrocytes for? Well, in mice we set up learning assays, learning tests, where we asked the mice to learn to run on wheels, where we had removed some rungs to make uneven gaps in the wheel. And it takes the mice about 1 week to learn to run on the wheel. But they do eventually master it, and they seem to enjoy running on these complicated wheels. We call them complex wheels. And what we found was that in a genetic model mouse, where we prevented the formation of new oligodendrocytes during adulthood, those mice were unable to learn to run on the complex wheel. So somehow their learning is impaired. So we think that the new oligodendrocytes, the new wiring that is laid down, is required in adult life for learning new things.